Hello, nice to meet you, nice to see you. So the Faculty of Interior and Stage Design, here we have three departments. So we have Department of Interior Design, of Stage Design and of Fashion Design. At each department we have almost like this similar days and times of classes. So normally the classes take part on Mondays, from Mondays to Fridays. It a little bit depends from the studio, but mostly like this during these 5 days we have mostly on Mondays and Thursdays. And then most of the studios, they are open from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. Sometimes we have like small changes, but that's, in generally. Then we have like how we implement the projects. So per semester we have like mostly 2 or 3 projects, and then we start with a mood board or some kind of inspirations. It could be like your sketches or drawings, but as well some kind of photographies, for example, from the internet. Then we have the preliminary sketches, design process. Then the implementation, and here it depends from the studio, but also from the project and from you actually, from students. So sometimes it is a mock-up, so like a model in reality build, and sometimes just the 3D models. It could be also video, some kind of short animation, it really depends. Then we have the boards, the sizes and the description of the boards. It also depends from the project and from each student. And sometimes we also ask for a portfolio, and as you can see here in the end, sometimes it could be also the video, some kind of animation. It depends, because especially at stage design department, we need to show how the light during the stages is changing. So then the video, for example, is really better than just the pictures. And then we also have some kind of supplementary laboratories and studios which are also open for international students. So we have like initial design studio, then the set design and fashion design, the basic program. Then presentation drawing, technical drawing for set design. Then we have architectural freehand drawing and some kind of computer classes which are also open for you, and also media history. And let's start with the studio. So at the Faculty of Interior and Stage Design, at Department of Interior Design, we can divide studios into like 3 groups. So interiors, then exhibitions, and then outdoor spaces and public spaces. But we have also this first studio, which called Initial Design Studio. And here you have like a little bit more information about it, but in general it's just like the basic, the beginning, how to project interiors, what is important in the interior architecture, what is also important for the during the project process. And here you can see some boards, like the final boards with the projects. So here you can see that this is the real model, like built of cardboard. Here's another one. Here, like the base was the nature. So you can see that it is a little bit into architecture, into interiors, but the base is like how to think about the project, how to start the whole process. And then we start with the interiors. So we have another studio, for which also is important the cultural context, but as well what was the beginning, for example, the first, like what was in this building which we project for now. And you can see that here is some kind of old building which was changed with the interiors. Here we have also like 2 old buildings which were changed into the interiors, like a house. Then we have another interior design studio, and here we have also a little bit of public spaces. and also some kind of exhibitions like for the bigger companies, because during the studies we have also a lot of different kinds of events, like for students. We have some kind of workshops, but as well we have some projects with big companies here from Poznań, but as well from the whole Poland. It really depends. And some kind also for like the competitions, because in the end of each realization like this kind, mostly the companies also give some kind of prizes, or even a possibility to build this kind of project in real scale. So here you can see like the different kind of interiors, but as well different kind of presentation of it. So sometimes it is like visualization, very important is light. Also this human silhouettes, they show us the scale of a project. Here another interior design studio. And maybe I wouldn't read everything because it's not maybe that interesting, but during, like as Agnieszka said, it will be recorded, so you can also see more details in this presentation. But here I think the most important is to see the sports and how the projects look like. So here the nature is really important, the colors, the shapes. But that's also what we do in this initial design studio. So how we start with geometry, and this is a base, and then how easily we can take it into 3D. Then we start with the exhibitions. So here you will see how differently we can see these interiors for the exhibition. So of course, mostly the galleries are more natural, but of course each exhibition has their own idea. So here you can take a look how the students are working with it. But as well, this kind of exhibitions with which the students are working also take place in different spaces, not only in the galleries. Sometimes it is even outdoor space, like somewhere in the city center. Here's a fashion show, so the catwalk built in the old factory. Here's more with nature and sunlight. Then we have another exhibition studio. You can see that in these boards sometimes it's necessary also to put the technical drawings, but as I showed you at the beginning, we have also these classes of technical drawing, but also hand drawing, so it's not like we will provide you with all these techniques. And then we have more like the outdoor spaces. Yeah, so here it is ecological design studio. So here important is nature, like everything what is outside the buildings, but as well the techniques and the materials which are connecting with ecological ideas. So how we can actually do something more for nature, also creating our interiors and spaces like public spaces. And here's another studio like this. It's like calling public space design studio. And then we have another department, so Department of Stage Design. Here we have 3 different studios. So the first one is Stage Design Studio, and here we work with all types of stages. So it could be like we call it like a typical theater stage. So that means that just one wall it is open for the audience, but as well also old buildings like old factories, some kind of outdoor spaces, and also these experimental stages, spaces, which are really interesting for stage design. So what is important here is also light, so that students can also experiment with small spots, small projectors, and they make some kind of exercises how the light is mixing together, what kind of effects we receive when we are using spots, for example, from the top, from the side, like two different spots from different sides, etc., etc. So it is also very important for us because it is really useful in set designer works. You can see really simple shapes, but they are working differently and very interesting with light. So sometimes just black space and a little bit of light, and it changed atmosphere totally. Then we have architecture of the show studio. And here is something what is for this kind of typical stages, but as well some kind of exhibitions or this kind of installations somewhere in the space, which are also really close to set design. And here you can also see the different techniques of presentations. So it could be like here, the model, but here you have just hand drawings. Here visualization, here was the catwalk. And then in the end we have the theatrical phenomena studio, and here is more like the outdoor theater, the puppets, and all these kind of events which are taking place in structure of the city. So you can see that they are differently built, that the projects which I show you at the beginning. They're also bigger, different kind of constructions. And then we had the third department, so Department of Fashion Design. And here we have also 3 different studios. So the first one is Unique Fashion Design Studio. And here actually students can build everything from really beginning. So that means that you can start with projecting the fabric, like the material with which you're working. Then, of course, sketches, drawings for each project. And here this costume become even more some kind of element of a space. So yeah, you can see that that's not like to show the beautiful silhouette and just go to the catwalk or for the evening or business meeting, but it's more like about this art in the costume and how it is working with the space, with the colors, etc. Then we have Clothing Design Studio, and here is definitely more for the catwalk. So that means the projects, they are also a little bit more into the geometrical things, that's the base. But then you will see that, yeah, that here we mostly work with different patterns of the fabrics, different kind of like shapes of the costumes, but it is definitely more about the human silhouette. You can also see here on this board that it is really important how you want to show, to present your project. So what kind of places with what kind of, like which kind of light, because it is really important that the space has to be like really close to your project. Of course, sometimes it can be something in contrast, but normally we are looking for something what will like complement the costume also. And then in the end we have the theatrical costume studio, and here's definitely more the costume for the stage. So it could be the drama, but as well the opera. and really different creatures. Here you can see this kind of board, like more for the presentation in the theater. So we have how the costume looks like in the end. That's on the right side. But on the left side, we have the drawing, the sketch. And here we have also all the information about the idea of the costume, but also about the materials which we want to use in this costume. And that's all. So thank you. Here you have also contact if you have some questions or you want to, you will need some more information about our faculty, then of course you can contact me by email. Thank you.